We're back for this week's Monday with the Mayor, and we found Denny Spenter back in his office this week.
Well, after a long weekend, yes, we're glad to be back here in the office.
Absolutely. We got a lot coming up here in Huntingburg. We talked about it recently. A very busy June, but it starts really in mid-June.
June is a very busy month in the process of all the stellar projects and other projects that are going on. Two very important meetings coming up in a couple of weeks. The last one is on June 17th, which is when our two stellar subcommittees are going to come together and have a presentation about the Heritage Trail and the Market Street Park area. That's going to be at 6 o'clock at Old Town Hall, and that we're very much excited about that work. It's two of the most visible projects that are part of Stellar, and there's been a tremendous amount of public input already into this, but that meeting on June 17th will be the public reveal of the concepts that we have out there. So I want to remind everyone to keep those dates on their calendar, guys, because that'll be a very nice, exciting evening for the community. I think they're going to really like what they see, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward and get those projects on a timetable. On June 15th, just 2 days before that, we have another public meeting, and that will be conducted by the Department of Homeland Security. One of the projects that we have under Stellar is the moving of the street department from its location on First Street out of that floodplain. It's currently in a floodplain, so that's where Homeland Security and the Federal Emergency Management Agency have come together, working with the city to move that facility out of the floodplain and into a more appropriate area. We are looking at a property along 19th Street that's available to us. And what the meeting on the 15th will be about is Homeland Security will be coming in. It's actually their meeting. It's a public information meeting about what the process is for us to acquire the property and make the move that we're discussing here. And so on that day, they'll talk about the acquisition program, what the responsibilities of the local, state, and federal authorities are along this process, and really get that moving. And I must say that this project is one that is very closely tied with the amount that has been pledged to the city by Du Bois County. In conversations with the Du Bois County Council members and the Du Bois County Commissioners, the $500,000 that they have pledged towards Stellar, they believe that this is strongly the project amongst our list that is most effective county-wide, because what we're going to be providing in that facility as we move forward would be a safe room for the community and an emergency training room. Right now, there's not that facility in Du Bois County. Many of our EMTs, our EMA people go outside of the county to receive training. And if we're trying to design this space to provide a training room that would meet the needs of all the emergency personnel in Du Bois County. So the county commissioners and council are very supportive of this, and that public meeting will be on June 15th at 5:30 here at City Hall. Starts that process. We've got great partnerships working towards that, and I think it's going to be a project that will be solve a problem that we have with our street department being in a floodplain, but also create a new space that will put us in a secure situation going into the future.
And this project's been ongoing for a little while, I think.
Right.
Things you guys have been wanting to do for a while.
This project was discussed well before Stellar, because the problem with the floodplain issues has been a discussion, and I think as we folded it into the Stellar process, it kind of picked up momentum. That we're on the radar with the state about what we're doing in other areas, and the fact that we've added in that extra facility. We're not just relocating a street department, that we're providing a facility that will meet the needs of the community, not only Huntingburg but surrounding communities from an emergency management standpoint, has really picked up the momentum, and I think that we're moving in a good direction on that one.
And speaking a little bit about emergencies, you guys had a really interesting emergency drill at the train yard on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday, the local EMA, the LEPC from Du Bois County came together, our fire department, all our emergency personnel, a training group, ISTS came in, and tremendous cooperation from our railroad, from Norfolk Southern, made this all come together. There was a simulated train derailment right in the railroad yard along Railroad Avenue between Washington and Jackson Streets, and it was a great simulation. I mean, and what it is a training exercise. And did everything go, according to plan? No. But that's why you have these kind of training exercises. But I can tell you, after discussion with our fire chief, with Scott Patberg, with all the other folks that responded, we had area fire departments that pitched in. Great cooperation between all those, and I don't want to mention some of them because I know I will forget them. But all the surrounding fire departments that were invited came in, played their role well. A hazmat response team from Vincennes was involved. Homeland Security was involved. The State Fire Marshal's office was involved. And after kind of a debriefing on Saturday afternoon, Chief Patberg and I were discussing it, and he said, if you didn't learn something during that activity on Saturday morning, then you really weren't paying attention. We learned a lot about some of the gaps in how we would communicate this issue to the public should something like this happen. We learned about what roles everyone should play. And one of the biggest things that we learned is that, by nature, firefighters, emergency responders, when they come to a scene, they want to be active. They want to do something right away. Well, this drill included a leak of chemicals like chlorine, and how to respond to that properly. Having the patience to have the proper people who could, like the hazmat team from Vincennes coming in, having the patience and the presence of mind to say we can't put our own people in danger in this situation was something that we all learned, and that was I know we're going to get a debriefing from the agency that helped us do this in the coming weeks, and all our emergency agencies in Du Bois County will be able to review that. But it was just from top to bottom, very well coordinated, very well staged, and just a great learning experience. We hope it never happens. But the reality is, I checked with the train master. He said the reality is there's 20 trains that go through Huntingburg every day. And and you've seen this at other places in the country where there's a train derailment. Now, we have all the safety mechanisms in place that we can, but it could happen. And I'd much rather have all our people prepared for something like this rather than it happen and then what are we going to do? So the session Saturday was very well attended. We had over 80 volunteers involved. 80 people showed up on a Saturday morning to do this. So congratulations to the county EMA, to Tammy Humbert, to Scott Patberg, our fire chief, and to all those agencies who participated. A very good day.
All right. Well, Mayor, we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
That's been Monday with the Mayor, and we'll be back after this.